Hello friends, I'm Vidisha and I'm going to be taking this session for you. You've already done many sessions of grammar, haven't you? Such as the parts of speech, nouns, pronouns, adjectives, etc. Today what we're going to do is articles. Do you have any idea as to what articles are? That's right, some of you might know that a, an and the are called articles. Let's take a look at today's objectives for the session. The first thing we'll do is define articles, followed by learning the types of articles that are there, that is, the indefinite article and the definite article. We'll also learn about the exceptions to the usage of a and an as an adjective. Exercises is what we'll do next, followed by a recap of the session. Now let's start with what is an article. An article is a word that combines with a noun to indicate the type of reference which the noun is making. Now in reality, the articles are adjectives. They are also called noun markers because they mark the noun. The job of an article in simple words is to tell us whether we are talking about one or more than one, and also if we are talking about something specific or just general. Have we mentioned the thing which we are talking about earlier in another conversation? This can also be indicated with the help of articles. Now the three main articles are a, an and the. Let's look at the types of articles that are there. There are two types of articles, indefinite article and definite articles. An indefinite article is used before singular nouns that refer to any member of a group. So there is a group, we are referring to one member of the group, and for that we require the indefinite article. For example, a cat is a mammal. So what is the group that we are referring to? Mammal is the group, and out of the mammals we are talking about a cat. Therefore, we'll use the article a. A cat is a mammal. Indefinite articles are of two kinds, a and an. Now be careful while speaking the a. It's a, not a. It's not a boy, it's a boy. And the second article is an. So what's the difference between using a and an? Let me tell you, both of them are used for singular nouns. That is, when you're referring to a single noun, you will use either a or an. A is used before singular nouns which begin with a consonant sound. Be careful that it has to begin with a consonant sound, not just consonant. For example, a pen. Now, pen begins with a p sound, and p sound is that of a consonant. Therefore, it will be a pen. A tiger. The word tiger begins with which sound? That's right, it's the T sound. So a tiger, a singer, a man, a phone, a class. Repeat after me. A pen, a tiger, a singer, a man, a phone, a class. That's right. So when do we use an? An is used before singular noun which begins with a vowel sound. That is the sound of A, E, I, O or U. But it's not about a written vowel. It's about a vowel sound. For example, an apple. Now the word apple begins with an A sound. Since it starts with an A sound, it will be preceded by an. An egg. Which is the vowel sound in the word egg? Yes, it begins with the E sound. Therefore, an egg. An order. Order begins with O sound. So it will be an order. An umbrella. An umbrella. Umbrella begins with an A sound. Therefore, it will be preceded with an. An elephant. An elephant. The word elephant begins with the E sound. Elephant. Therefore, we will precede it with an. Let's look at some exceptions to the usage of a and an. When we speak words like hour, honest, air, it is written as Honest. But do we speak honest? No, we speak it as honest. And honest has the sound of O in the beginning. Therefore, it will be preceded with an because we hear the sound of a vowel even if it begins with a written consonant. Hour starts with a written consonant. But when spoken, the first sound is that of a vowel. Whether you call it hour or you call it R. It begins with the R sound. Therefore, we'll write an hour. An honest person. An heir. They have their first letter silent when spoken, and that's the reason why we hear the sound of the vowel instead. So we can say an honest person instead of saying a honest person. Some words begin with vowels on the other hand, but they do not have a vowel sound. Can you think of an example? Right. One example would be uniform. The word uniform is written as U-N-I-F-O-R-M. So it begins with a vowel U. But when spoken, you call it uniform. It begins with the Y sound. And therefore, the Y sound is that of a consonant, not that of a vowel. Another example would be university. Again, beginning with the Y sound. United. Another example of beginning with the Y sound. Therefore, we will say a uniform, a university, a united, not an uniform. That would be incorrect. Same stands true for a European Although it begins with the E, it is spoken as European. An honorable person. An MA degree. When we say MA, it begins with a written consonant M, but the sound is that of M. So that begins with the eh sound, an MA degree. So it won't be a MA degree, it will be an MA degree. I'm sure you got your basics right in this matter now. Let's do some exercises. I'll be speaking some words and you have to see if these will be preceded with a or an. You have to fill in the blanks with a or an. This exercise is given in your workbooks. So open your workbooks and get started. The first one is dash bingo game. You know what bingo is, don't you? Bingo is a game just like Tambola. Dash bingo game. Second one is dash idiot. Dash idiot. Did you notice how this is pronounced as idiot and not idiot, the way people commonly mispronounce it? Third is dash good job. Dash good job. The fourth is dash rotten plum. Dash rotten plum. Fifth is dash used fork. Dash used fork. Sixth is dash uncle. Dash uncle. Now be careful. Speak the word loudly, otherwise you won't know if it begins with a consonant sound or a vowel sound. And remember, it's not about what is written, but what you hear. Dash uncle. Dash historian. Dash historian. Next is dash apple. Dash apple. The ninth one is dash hair. Dash hair. 10th is dash ox. Dash ox. Let's see how many you got right. Starting with the first, a bingo game is the correct answer. A bingo game, because bingo begins with which sound? The B sound, so we'll proceed it with a. An idiot, because idiot begins with a vowel sound. An idiot. A good job. The next answer is a rotten plum. Next is a used fork. A used fork followed by an uncle. Uncle begins with the vowel sound a, so it is preceded with an. A historian. An apple. A hare. 10th is an ox. Did this help you to understand what we just did? I'm sure it did. There are a few sentences given in your workbooks. You have to rewrite these sentences inserting a or an where necessary. So these sentences do not have a or an, but you have to insert it in the correct place if required. Look at the sentences carefully before you choose. If in doubt, speak a word loudly so that you know if it will be preceded by a or an. And remember, it is the spoken vowel sound, not the written. The first one is Raju's father owns shop. Raju's father owns shop. I would like to buy sports car. I would like to buy sports car. It is beautiful house. It is beautiful house. He is old man. He is old man. It's hot summer day. It's hot summer day. Okay, let's see how you did. The first one is Raju's father owns a shop. We're talking about one shop. So a shop, but shop begins with a sh sound. Therefore, a shop. I would like to buy a sports car. It is a beautiful house. He is an old man. Old begins with the vowel sound O. Therefore, we'll proceed it with, correct, with an. The next one is, it's a hot summer day. I'm sure you got all these right. Now, those of you who did not do so well, it's because you're not listening carefully to me or to yourself. A definite article is used before singular as well as plural nouns. So that's the first difference between the definite and the indefinite article. Indefinite is used only for singular nouns, whereas definite can also be used for plural nouns. Now the second difference is it is used to refer to a particular member of a group. So you're not talking about just any member. You're talking about a particular member of the group. For example, the cat is on the black mat. So you're not talking about just any cat. You're talking about a particular cat. Therefore, the cat. And since you're talking about a particular mat, that is the black mat. Therefore, black mat will be preceded by the. Can you see the difference between using a cat is on the mat and the cat is on the mat? That's right. That is the difference. You're referring to something particular over here, the cat. A definite article is typically used to refer to an object or person who has previously been introduced. So this is the second use of the definite article. When you've already spoken about something or someone, then the next time you speak about them within the same sentence or the same conversation, you can refer to it with a the instead of preceding it with a. I'll give you an example. I have a blue dress and a pair of white shoes. The dress was given to me by my mother, and my father had given me the shoes. Now in this example, a blue dress becomes the dress. Why? Because in the beginning itself, we have already introduced the blue dress. So the next time you talk about it within the same conversation, you can always say just the dress, and it is understood as to which dress you are referring to. Similarly, for the white shoes, you started off by saying a pair of white shoes, but later you can just say the shoes, and it is understood that you're referring to the white shoes, right? Now let's look at some more examples. When we say there is a dog outside the building, what does this sentence mean? There is a dog outside the building means that we don't know which dog the writer or the speaker is referring to. It's just any dog. That's why we say a dog. However, when we replace this a with the meaning changes. Let's see how. If we say the black dog is outside the building, from this it is understood as to which dog the writer or the speaker is referring to. He's talking about a specific dog, not just any dog. Let's look at another example. Do you know where is a post office? This means the writer or the speaker is not referring to a specific post office. He's just asking about any post office. However, when I say I am going to the post office, that means it is understood between me and the listener as to which post office I am referring to. Can you see this more clearly now? That's right. This is how general and specific things take on the correct article. Now, unlike the indefinite articles, there is only one definite article, and that is the. We use the while talking of a definite person or things. We also use the with the names of places, some special places, or rivers, mountain ranges, books, etc. The third thing is we use the with sun, moon, earth and sky. So you have to remember all these 3 points while deciding which article to use. Let's look at the exceptions now to the usage of the definite article. Now with the names of countries, if they are singular, there is no article. Can you think of an example? Right, Germany. If we say Germany is an important economic power, then we can't say the Germany is an important economic power or a Germany. That would be incorrect. Therefore, there is no article before the name of any country if we are talking about a singular country. Let's look at another example of England. He's just returned from England. That's right. Before England, there is no article. India is a beautiful country. Can you say the India? No, that would be incorrect. Nor can you say a India. So you can only say India is a beautiful country. Another exception is you cannot use any article with the names of languages. For example, Hindi is spoken in India. So before Hindi, you cannot insert an article. English uses many words of Latin origin. Now you haven't used the article before English as well as before Latin. Indonesian, which is the language of Indonesia. Now the sentence is, Indonesian is a relatively new language. So can you see how we cannot use any of the articles before Indonesian? Another exception is, you cannot use any article with the names of meals. For example, lunch. Lunch is at midday. So you can't say the lunch. You can't say a lunch. You just have to say lunch is at midday. Similarly, you say dinner is in the evening. Breakfast is the first meal of the day. The next exception is with the names of people. If we are talking about singular, you cannot use an article. For example, John is coming to the party. You don't say the John, do you? And some people do say the John, and that is incorrect. So it's always John is coming to the party. Rahul Mehta is my brother. Correct. But let's take a look at if we are referring to plural names. For example, we can say we're having lunch with the Sharmas tomorrow. Why have we said the Sharmas? Because Sharmas is plural. We are referring to more than one. Sharmas will be preceded with the. Can you see the difference now between using the and not using the before the names of people? The next exception is with titles and names you cannot use an article. If you say Sir William was a fine man. Now Sir is a title. You cannot precede it with an article. Also with professions. For example, if you say engineering is a useful career, you can't say the engineering or a engineering. That would be incorrect. And notice how the word C-A-R-E-E-R is pronounced as career, not as carrier, as some people mispronounce it. Let's look at the next example. He'll probably go into medicine. So which profession are we talking about? That's right, we're talking about medicine. So we cannot precede this with any article. We just have to say he'll probably go into medicine. Also with years, we cannot use an article with years. For example, we say India got independent in 1947. Do we say India got independent in the 1947? No, we say India got independent in 1947. Do you remember 1995? That's right, there will be no article before 1995. But when you're using a time period such as the 80s or the 90s, then it may be preceded with the. For example, you may say the 80s were a great time, and that would be correct. Now also bear in mind that in some fixed expressions you cannot use articles. Let's look at some examples. By car. He's coming here by car. So in this expression you can't use an article. Other expressions are by air, on holiday, at work. She is at work. There is no article in this sentence. At university, in church. You don't say in the church, you say in church, although the word church may be preceded with an article if used without in. So when you use the expression in church, you can't use a the before that. In prison, in bed. Each expression has a particular meaning. For example, when you say in bed, that means the person is sleeping. When you say on holiday, that means that person is away on holiday. He or she is taking some holidays. Therefore, these cannot be preceded with any article. Okay, so are you clear about what the exceptions are to the usage of articles? Now let's do some exercises. You've already done the articles and an, and you've also covered the. So let's look at an exercise where you fill in the blanks using an or the. The first sentence is, Ramesh and Jyoti went to dash party last night. These are given in your workbooks, so take a careful look and listen carefully to me. Ramesh and Jyoti went to dash party last night. The next sentence is, can you tell me how to get to dash cinema from here? Can you tell me how to get to dash cinema from here? The next sentence is, dash college is closed today. Dash college is closed today. Geeta is one of dash strangest people I know. Geeta is one of dash strangest people I know. And the next sentence is, I recommend you try dash tomato soup in this restaurant. I recommend you try dash tomato soup at this restaurant. The next sentence is, would you like to see dash film? Would you like to see dash film? The next sentence is, do you have dash dictionary that I can borrow? Do you have dash dictionary that I can borrow? So how did this exercise go? Let's check how many you got right. Starting with sentence 1, Ramesh and Jyoti went to a party last night. Because we're not talking about a specific party, and party begins with a consonant sound. Therefore, a party last night. Sentence 2, can you tell me how to get to the cinema from here? Because obviously this person wants to go to a particular cinema and is asking for directions to that particular cinema, not just any cinema. Sentence 3, the college is closed today. Since we are talking about a particular college which is closed, therefore it will be the college. The next, Geeta is one of the strangest people I know. You can't say a strangest, can you? That would be incorrect. So it has to be the strangest because you're referring to a particular person out of a group. The next one is, I recommend you try the tomato soup at this restaurant. Now you're saying the tomato soup because it's a particular soup that you're talking about. In the next sentence, would you like to see a film would be correct. And also if you say, would you like to see the film, that would also be correct. Now this depends on the context in which you're talking. If you're referring to just about any film and you're offering to just show any film, then you would say, would you like to see a film? That means any film. But if you're referring to a specific film, then you would use the film. Is it clear now? Great. And now the answer to the last sentence. Do you have a dictionary that I can borrow? That's right, a dictionary, because you're asking for just any dictionary, not a specific one. If you were saying black dictionary, then it would be preceded with the, not a. Is it clear now? I'm sure this exercise must have made it very clear to you as to when to use a, an or the. Now let's look at another exercise. What you have in front of you in your workbooks are certain sentences with blanks. You have to fill in the blanks with the correct articles. So do this exercise very carefully, because this is how you will reinforce your learning into practical sentences. There was dash sound in dash living room. There was dash sound in dash living room. Next sentence. Ramesh said he was dash employee at dash fast food restaurant. Dash restaurant is at dash shopping mall. I'll repeat the sentence. Ramesh said he was dash employee at dash fast food restaurant. Dash restaurant is at dash shopping mall. The next sentence is Raj Mahajan was caught holding dash match at dash time of dash fire. Listen carefully to this sentence. Raj Mahajan was caught holding dash match at dash time of dash fire. The next sentence is, she replied in surprise that dash question was much too difficult. She replied in surprise that dash question was much too difficult. And the next sentence is, I'm afraid I can't remember dash exact date of dash show. I'm afraid I can't remember dash exact date of dash show. Dash children went to dash film yesterday afternoon. They enjoyed it dash lot. I'll repeat the sentence. Dash children went to dash film yesterday afternoon. They enjoyed it dash lot. I'm afraid dash answer is no. Come back when you can make dash new proposal. I'm afraid dash answer is no. Come back when you can make dash new proposal. And the last sentence is, he got dash job in dash best company in town. He got dash job in dash best company in town. Let's now check how well you've done. The answer to the first sentence is, there was a sound in the living room. You're not referring to a particular sound, just any general sound that you heard. Therefore, you'll say, there was a sound in the living room. The next sentence is, Ramesh said he was an employee at a fast food restaurant. Why an employee? Because the word employee begins with an eh sound. Therefore, it will be preceded with an. Also, we are talking about one out of many. Therefore, an employee and not the employee. At a fast food restaurant. Once again, we are referring to some fast food restaurant, not a specific one or something that we have spoken about earlier. Therefore, it will be a fast food restaurant. The restaurant is at a shopping mall. So, can you see what was a restaurant has now become the restaurant because we've already talked about it. It is at a shopping mall. So, once again, we are introducing the shopping mall. Therefore, we'll say a shopping mall. If we were to talk about the same shopping mall later, we would say the mall. Let's look at the next sentence. Raj Mahajan was caught holding a match at the time of the fire. Raj Mahajan was caught holding a match. He was holding a match. एक matches पकड़ी हुई थी उसने. At the time of the fire. The next sentence is, she replied in surprise that the question was much too difficult. Now here you're referring to a specific question which was very difficult. Therefore, it won't be a question. It will be the question. And the next sentence is, I'm afraid I can't remember the exact date of the show. I can't remember the exact date of the show. Now, did you notice I have pronounced the word THE in two different ways here? The first one is spoken as the. Why? Because it is followed by a word beginning with a vowel sound. Whenever the is followed by a word beginning with a vowel sound, you will pronounce it as the. And in case it is a consonant sound, you will precede it with the sound the. So it will be, I'm afraid I can't remember the exact date of the show. Here, of course, we're referring to a particular date and a particular show, and that is why we've added the article the and not a. Let's look at the next sentence now. The children went to a film yesterday afternoon. They enjoyed it a lot. So the children, because we are referring to a particular group of children. We are not just referring to any children. And they went to a film because we don't know which film they went for. We have not talked about this film earlier. Therefore, it will be a film. They enjoyed it a lot. The next sentence is, I'm afraid the answer is no. Come back when you can make a new proposal. So the answer, because it's a specific answer to a specific thing. So it will be the, pronounced as the, because the word answer begins with a vowel sound. And it will be a new proposal because you're talking about a general new proposal. It has not already been introduced. When it will be, then we'll refer to it as the proposal. The next sentence is, he got a job in the best company in town. A job, because we don't know which job, it's not a specific job. And the best company, because it's a particular company. This was a nice exercise, wasn't it? I'm sure it's made your fundamentals much more clear. We learnt about the definite article the. We also got to know about the correct use of the and the exceptions to the use of the. You also did many exercises for the correct usage of a, an and the. These exercises have helped you to decide in each sentence that before which word does a go, which word is preceded with an, and to understand the context of the sentence. Only by understanding the context of the sentence will you know whether you have to use the or a or an. That is, do you have to use the definite article or the indefinite article? So try to understand the context of sentences that you speak. If you listen carefully to the sentences that you speak, you will be able to hear whether you have spoken the right article or not. So listen carefully and practice a lot. It's goodbye for today, and I'll see you in your next session.